Today is a good day, and that's because we did a spontaneous 4.5 hour drive all the way to Suzuka Circuit, the first time I've ever been at this track. And as you guys know, the first round of Formula Drift is at this track. So I needed to learn the layout and all that kind of stuff. And I do have some simulator lessons booked, and I've been kind of like practicing with all of that. But I was like, I want to drive the SR-S15, and it's probably the most ugliest form it's ever been on this channel. And I was just like, let's go rip this thing, do another shakedown on it, make sure everything's good before the aero kit and the bodywork gets finished up. Let's learn the new layout for Formula Drift J2, and let's just have a good time. I think Ro Harvey's planning to visit later on, but for now, I want to drive this. It's been too long. Let's listen to some gate and some SR sounds. Guys, I'm excited. New track. Haven't driven this car in like 5 years or however long it's been, I don't know. Over exaggerating, but I'm definitely excited to drive. This should be a lot of fun. For some reason, we're going to look into that. Today's video is sponsored by Dafsky, and I'm super excited about this because we just launched our new collab Sakura scented canned air fresheners. These are the same canned air fresheners that you buy here in Japan. They're super strong, but you can control how strong they are with the little gauge vent thing here, and they are amazing. They just plop into any kind of cup holder, and the best thing is it smells like sakura. And if you don't know that the sakura only blooms for 2 weeks every year. So it was last week, and now this week, and then it's gone for another whole year, and you don't get to experience it until then. But the best thing is now we have this, and your whole car will smell like sakura every time you jump in it, and you get to experience it all year round. So go to dafsky.com, go grab yourself a couple of these, use coupon code SAMMIT in checkout for a further 10% off. And Dafsky, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. I have these in my S15, my Bogan 32, and the truck. Every time I jump in, it just reminds me of Hanami and Sakura. So after a couple test laps, we were obviously hitting a boost cut. I thought there was some kind of other breakup, but it's definitely a boost cut. We checked it on the computer, and what's happening is this is just generating so much load with how gripped up the car is and how the surface is here at this track. The track surface feels really grippy. It's actually great. Doesn't feel like a lot of tracks over here where the bitumen's like super smooth and soft and slippery. So my 80 treadwear tires were probably not the call for today, but we did put a bunch more air in them. We're running at about 3.2, 3.4 bar now on the rear, so that should help a lot. Their music choice here is kind of lit, not gonna lie. But yeah, otherwise car feels great. I gotta get used to the shifter, I gotta get used to a bunch of stuff. But yeah, we just really wanna like keep shaking this down and testing, and I wanna practice the FD line more proper now. So I checked it all out on the video and the live stream from last year. I know the layout that I need to run, so I'm gonna focus on that, but I'll also still kind of keep having fun and throwing this thing in everywhere. But yeah, otherwise, car's doing great. We did have a little bit of a power steering reservoir. I think I overfilled this, so a fair bit was coming out of the cap, so I just kind of wrapped some towels around that for now, and we cleaned off everything with some parts cleaner. But otherwise, yeah, we're looking pretty good. I think she's gonna do great. Sounds amazing, and the response is so good. I love this car so much. What do you think, Daiki? Does it sound good?
Good.
Real good?
Also response.
And response?
Yeah.
I'd love to let you drive, but right now my seat doesn't go forward. It's stuck in the back position.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can't let him drive today, but we will fix that in the future and let him drive this because I want him to feel what a G25 feels like on an SR. These are literally the turbo you should have on your SR, nothing else. This is so responsive, it's amazing. Something really cool about this track, you can literally just rock up here and pay for like 30-minute increments is the cheapest option at 3,000 yen for 30 minutes of driving, or you could pay for the full hour of 5,000 yen. But if you reserve for the full day, it's obviously much cheaper that rate. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You can just rock up whenever and either drift on the drift course or drive on the grip course. So you can just come here any day during the week and do that. It's actually epic. I love it. This though, I think I love even more. A pink SIL 80. If I was ever to have a SIL 80, that's what it would look like, everyone. Man, that'd be so clean. Oh my God, he's running 33 wheels. I just noticed that. It's cool. And then my thing looks like such a pile of crap. Look at that. Let's go. All right, let's see how the car feels now. Hopefully the boost cutting is a little better. Should feel good. And let's work on that Formula Drift J2 line. Some kind of issue for sure. After we just headed out, the car started breaking up worse than it ever has. I brought it in and I was like, maybe it's a fouled plug or something. Plugs look great until we got the number 4. I've never seen a plug do this before. That's the first time I've ever seen a smashed, like broken, cracked plug. So that probably explains my misfire. So we're probably done for today. I've got Daiki just seeing if they sell any plugs in the office at all. If they do, we'll buy one, but if not, it's not the end of the world. And Rohab got here, so at least we can watch him drive if we can't get this fixed. No plugs, no spare plugs. We would always keep a pack of 4 spare plugs in this bag. And then the other day when I was doing the plugs on the Bogan 32, we pulled all the plugs out and we forgot to put them back. So we have no spare plugs. The track doesn't sell plugs. Everyone at the track doesn't have spare plugs. See you, man. Rohab doesn't have any spare plugs. So yeah, we're kind of stuck. We are gonna pack it up and head home. But at least we know what the cause of the misfire was now. And this is why we do shakedowns. So overall, I'm pretty happy with today. I think it was still successful, and I got to drive this thing a little bit for what we could. But yeah, I'm gonna go watch Rohab do some more driving, watch his line, watch how he's driving and figuring it all out, because this is gonna help a lot. And probably the next time I'll drive this layout will be in the simulator, and then from there, it'll probably be in the FD car. And it's a lot like narrower and smaller than I was anticipating for sure. I thought it would be much wider, but it's gonna be a really fun track and can't wait to drive it. That Limmy Bash clutch drop, oh God. That's the hardest spot. Then it's over. We're just waiting for Rohab to put a fresh set of tires on, but just to prove to you that Daiki literally lives in an anime world, what are you looking for right now?
I'm looking for 4th piece.
A four-leaf clover for good luck?
Yeah.
Bro's literally living in an anime world.
I want to be happy.
You want good luck? Fresh set of tires on now. Oh! Oh, big entry. Whoa! The Misfire. Pyro up! Nice day. Breaking cars seems to be a recent occurrence, common occurrance. This track is cool. I definitely want to come back here a little bit more. I think we'll revisit here a fair bit this year. Suzuka Twin Circuit, not bad. This GR86 was getting grip laps today. Looks so nice with the TEs. I really do like the new 86s. They look so much better than the older one. Bye Suzuka Twin. Thanks for showing me how broken my SR is. When was the last time you were at this track, Daiki? How many years ago?
2 years?
2 years?
Yes, 3
2-3 years? Not bad. The grip track looks fun. Do they ever drift on this track? Only grip?
Yeah.
Interesting. It does look really nice. Like the edging looks really clean, no drop-offs or anything like that. Drifting is so much harsher on the track, in my opinion. Obviously back at the shop, and before we get into the S15, I show you what I found, and we sort out a whole bunch of stuff with that thing. I just wanted to be real with you guys. As you guys know, this channel has always been about my journey and everything that I'm going through, and from time to time I sit down with you and I just let you know what I'm going through. And right now is the busiest time I have ever experienced, like the busiest I've ever been in my entire life. I've never felt this much pressure, I've never felt this much stress, I've never felt any of this. And I would like to say it's actually probably not to do with actually the fact that we have Hugo, a 1 month old baby. That is definitely, like, you know, stacking up on there, but that is nothing compared to just all the stress and the pressure I'm dealing with the Formula Drift program right now. The car's still not ready. The car's being rewired and tuned. Tuning day is Monday, and the car, we were hoping to have the car finished wiring last week, and hoping we had an extra week to deal with, but all these little issues just keep popping up that we didn't even know were issues last season, and I guess we're there this entire time. So it's a good thing that we're finding them and getting them fixed and resolved, but it's obviously very stressful because we no longer have that extra week to play with. So the car should be finished wiring this weekend. Tune day is on Monday, and then we have to go down there and pretty much pull like 48 hours straight. Like, it's gonna be insane because we've got to go all the way down to Nagano. We're gonna do the tune. And then from there, we're gonna pick up the car, drive on the truck all the way to FSU Circuit, Fussy, which is like 8 hours of driving, and like, it's just a lot. And then the car's gonna get wrapped, livery, and then we're hoping to have at least 1 day for testing before we then have to bring the car all the way back down here to then drive the car to Suzuka. It's gonna be nuts, it's gonna be insane, but it's all worth it. So that's pretty much like all the stress I'm dealing with, and because of all of that and everything that's going on in my head, that's like all I can focus on right now, and dealing with all that pressure and all that kind of stuff, it's just made me feel like I didn't want to pick up the camera at all today. Yesterday we obviously went to Suzuka, we tested the S15, we had all those little issues, and today I came in early, edited all that content, realized I needed a few more minutes on the timeline, and I was like, I just don't have it in me today. And now it's 8 p.m. and I'm here because I feel like I have it in me now. So I just wanted to explain to you what's going on, be real with you, and let you know that, yeah, things are crazy right now, but it's all worth it, and we'll get through it. So let's talk about the S15. Where we left off was this guy, this broken plug. What's kind of funny actually, and I think I only have myself to blame for this. I remember the last time I took the plugs out on this and gave them a clean and stuff. I remember one plug actually rolled off the plate and the engine bay, the like little parts tray that I had, and it landed on the ground. I picked it up and I was like, oh no, it's cracked, it's probably destroyed. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, there's no cracks, it should be fine. And I put it back in instead of just throwing it out and putting a new one in. This is probably that plug. So I realized that on the drive home when I was kind of just like, how did that happen? Why did that happen? And that's probably why it happened. So yeah, if you drop your plugs, even if you don't see a crack or anything, there could be like a fraction, you can't even see it. So just a word of the wise there, don't even risk it. If you drop a plug, just throw it out, get another one. If you don't want to risk it. But yeah, that's probably what happened. And once we put another plug in, I actually did some redneck dyno pulls. Redneck dyno pulls are pretty much where you jack up the rear of the car, you put it into fourth gear or third gear, whatever gear you want for the one-to-one, and then use the hydro and the foot brake to load up the car and simulate you putting load on the rear. So I did a few pulls like that, and we don't have a single issue anymore. We don't have a single misfire. So it looks like my entire issue the entire day was actually just that plug. We did, however, hit a boost cut a couple times, which is why I was confused at first, because in the computer at the track, it said that it had hit the map limit, which is the boost cut, a couple times. So I just assumed that because the car was street tuned and we'd never really driven it with this much grip in the rear on a new track surface that I'd never driven on, that we were just hitting new tables in the map. But why we did have that, the main issue was definitely that plug. So just wanted to re-clarify that, because I know in this video I said it first, oh, it's definitely a boost cut, that's all it is, because that's all my mind was focused on. I never even thought to check plugs at first. Always the simplest stuff. And finally, the other issue is the gearing is way too short. We have the CD09 transmission in this, and being that previously I had a Nismo 6-speed in this, generally with like the Silvia 5-speed and the 6-speed, you run a 4.1, and that's what I have in this, a 4.1 rear diff. But with the CD transmission, it makes it so much shorter. And I was talking to a bunch of people that run this transmission. Okachan recommends a 3.9 if you want to do the second to third shift. If you want to do just third and fourth, then you would run a 4.6 or a 4.3. Most people run 4.6s for just using third and fourth all the time. But I want this to be streetable, so we're going to stick with a 3.9. And I actually have a 3.9 over here that I picked up from a friend who was selling a bunch of diffs and stuff. So we have a 3.9 there. I'll probably just switch out the centers so we get my LSD from the 4.1 into that, and we'll put that in the car, and it should be much better. If you watch the videos, you can really see how quickly second gear ends, and we definitely need to fix that, make this thing feel a little bit more like it should. But otherwise, I think the car did great. We had a really successful shakedown, I think. We found a potential issue that would have caused us so much more pain in the future if it was like a proper event or anything like that. But we still obviously need to get this thing properly tuned on a dyno. I got a bunch of good data from those runs that we did do, even with the misfire, and I was able to make some changes to the map and get that dialed in. I just finished doing an oil change. Oil looked great, no shiny speckles or anything in there, so that's also got me hyped and excited. P.S. I really love K&N's oil filters because they have this on it. You can use that with just like a normal socket or a spanner and pull it off instead of using those weird contraptions, so I love that. But overall, that's pretty much it for today. We now got a bunch of closure on the S15. I'm still salty I didn't get to drive it and absolutely shred it, because that thing just feels like a rocket ship. Once we get it perfectly dialed in, it's gonna be amazing. I literally cannot wait. But yeah, guys, make sure you go to SAMMIT.net, grab yourself some merch. We got a ton of those water bottles in stock, a bunch of Pink Bits merch, and a ton of other accessories. Quick reminder as well, I know DHL shipping from Japan is expensive, but it gets to you in like literally 48 to 72 hours. It's insane, straight from Japan. And once you pay the initial kind of like fee, it doesn't really go up much. You can add a couple shirts, add some accessories, a water bottle and stuff, and it doesn't really climb that much. So jump on it, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.